the reason, so stop asking.
Gotta go back.
Up next, I would like to introduce a man who is responsible for the freedom of many of our supporters, actually. He is an attorney here at the organization. He's our public information officer. He was involved with DFW NORML way before I showed up, and NORML way before I even knew what NORML was. I take that back. Maybe I saw it in that Karate Kid movie, like the shirt, and I had seen the logo, but I don't think I actually knew what it was. But this is a man who has not only affiliated his business with marijuana law reform. Obviously, as a criminal defense attorney, there's strategic reasons for wanting to be involved with a group like us, right? Because how many times a week do you think somebody asks me for a lawyer's phone number? It's all the time. All the time. But more importantly than that, this is a man who has given so much of his time and self and his money. The man who is responsible for some of the most outstanding DFW NORML creations of all. Our 420 Truth car, Hydro the NORML boat, Blaze the Tahoe, and I don't know if we have a name for that awesome cargo van yet. It's not the free candy van, so don't get any ideas. The Cannabis, yeah, but that's so obvious. I hate going for the obvious one. But anyway, this man who has not only fought to change the laws, but has literally fought the system to get people from falling into it, to fight for people who are having their assets seized, who are having their children taken away, their freedom revoked because they choose to use marijuana. This is a man who I have tremendous respect for because he puts his name and reputation and career on the line just like I do because he is that passionate about marijuana policy. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you David Sloane.
Better call Sloane! Yeah!
Depends on what you call him. Hi guys.
Hey!
Sean kind of, I've been involved with NORML since 1984. And when I first joined NORML, actually I was a police officer. And I wondered then, and of course right up to this day, what the hell our government's doing? You know, you're carrying somebody into jail that hell, it's a guy you wouldn't care if he dated your sister. You know, and something's wrong. Something's really wrong. Most of you people, I think, identify yourself as part of the medical movement, and that's a faction within the movement of cannabis legalization. And it's always, I mean, I've been involved in this in other states. I mean, I've been working for reform everywhere I thought we could get some traction, and the good news to you is I'm here now. I'm actually ready. You know, I think Texas is ready, and we're doing this. But I also, over the years, have developed this disdain for anything that divides us. Anything that causes us to have a specialized label within the movement upon ourselves. And I caution you because that's one of their strategies in defeating what we're trying to do here, which is really just regain our freedom.
That's right.
They try to marginalize us, and they try to segregate us, and it's called divide and conquer. And just like our medical bill is gaining all kinds of traction right now, what happens? We have legislators come in with CBD bills. And anything they can do to break our bond and get us going off in different directions is what they're trying to do.
That's right.
So I caution you against that. It doesn't matter why you want to use cannabis or oak leaves, or whether you want to have salt in your soup, or whatever else. It's about freedom.
Yes.
I don't claim to have any medical need for marijuana. I just love that shit. You know? I discovered it when I was 14 years old in a cave that these friends of mine had dug out in the side of a creek bed. You know? And You know, I've heard all these stories about it's a gateway drug and all that. You want to see some gateway drugs? Let's get a physician's desk reference out here.
Yeah!
The same criteria they use to say it's a gateway drug is the same criteria. Mother's milk qualifies. Ovaltine. Cigarettes, of course. You know, look, goes back a long, long way. The feelings that we should have about this should run much more deeply than a medical need. Yes, I think people that have a medical need have a more urgent need to have the freedom to make these decisions, but they don't have any more valid need. Because this is supposed to be America. You know, we have, the Constitution says that we should be secure in our persons, places, houses, and effects. And there's been all this brouhaha about, oh, you can't search my car, you can't do this, you can't, you know, what about my person? What about who we are and our right to make our own decisions as adults? You know, it hasn't been, you know, and I this is not, I'm not even expressing an opinion on the abortion issue, but our Supreme Court said in that issue, the government has no business crawling up in somebody's womb and making decisions for them. Okay, and again, whether you think you agree with the decision they make, I think we should all agree that we don't have the right to go around imposing our will on other people. And it needs to be an attitude that you have. It needs to be, you know, when that police officer pulls in behind you and he starts flagging you over, he's intruding on your person. He's intruding on your day. He's stopping you from your movement. And he or she needs to have a damn good reason for that. You have to be doing something. And when it becomes apparent that you're not doing something, the encounter needs to end unless you think they're cute or something and you want to talk to them. You know, don't let them drag it out. That's what they do. You know, I have the right to walk up to any one of you and start a conversation, but I don't have the right to start asking intrusive and personal questions. And if I were dressed funny and wearing a gun, that doesn't mean I have that right, special right now. You know, learn to answer questions with a question. Can I be on my way? Will that be all, officer? I've already explained to you, I own this car. I've shown you it's mine. Make them answer that. You know, because they're stuck with what they walked up with unless you stand there and give them another reason. You know, when they're asking you, you know, is there anything in the car you ought to know about? Look, unless you've got a copy of the Fourth Amendment to hand him, there ain't nothing in there he needs to know about. You know? You could answer it that way. I left my Fourth Amendment at home, sir, but I'll get you a copy if you'll give me your email address. You know? This thing's about freedom. And for those of you that identify yourself with I call the people that aren't medical day walkers. I'm a day walker. Okay? Those of you that aren't day walkers, those of you that identify yourselves with the medical movement, all I can say is this, and this is coming from the heart from what I've seen happen in other states, and that's this. You're going to get medical. I believe that. I don't know about this legislative session, but you're going to get it. It's coming. You know, you can't say no to this. I mean, the government, the lies they've been telling all these years are just falling apart at the seams. And certainly medical has gotten us the most traction on that. But all I can ask, as a day walker, from the day walkers, all I can ask is this. When you get medical, don't fold your tent and go home.
Yeah.
You know? We were here, day walkers were here for you, you know, and look, whether it's a woman crying because her child is in a bed in the next room having seizures, or whether it's a woman crying because her son's down in prison getting gang raped, I can't really tell the difference between their tears and the wrong that our country's doing to people.
All right.
So don't let, and that's one that they teach us in law school. That's the way you win an argument. You shift the level of generality. Women are good at this. No offense, ladies, but y'all are good at it. You know, if we say, honey, I wasn't that late, then they start wanting to slice and dice. You know, you see what I'm saying? Okay, well that's the way you win an argument is slice and dice, and you start getting off in these little rabbit trails, and then at some point you have to go, wait a minute. It doesn't matter whether it's CBD or whether it's whole flower or it should be vaped or it should be. This is about freedom. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Give us our damn freedom back. Leave us the hell alone. And look, we're one big happy family, and it's not time for a divorce just because some of us start getting what we want. Let's stick together on this. It's in the bitter end. Thank you for listening to me.